Gold Hunter here. Today we will talk about the history of Canada's coin effigies, as we've recently updated our effigies in Canada to include the King, Charles III. So I would like to welcome back anybody who's been on my channel before. And I would also like to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. And if you are here for the first time, I'd be happy if I could earn your subscription today. And if you guys can like the video, if you like it, please like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. I'm not going to ask you to like something that you don't. All right. See you on the next slide. So our first effigy in Canada on coinage was Victoria with laurel wreath. Queen Victoria was Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's great-great-grandmother. The reign of Queen Victoria was from 1837 to 1901. It was the longest in British history until September 9th, 2015, when Queen Elizabeth II surpassed Queen Victoria's record as the longest-serving monarch. Our second effigy is still Queen Victoria. It's Victoria with a crown. A new royal effigy was introduced in 1887, the Queen's Golden Jubilee year. Our third effigy is Edward VII. He was on our coins from 1902 to 1910. Edward VII was Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's great-grandfather. Our fourth effigy is George V. He was on our coins from 1911 to 1936. For part of 1911, coins did not include the DEIGRA part of the inscription and became known as the godless coins. You may have noticed the rule of monarch effigies facing opposite from previous monarch was broken between George V and George VI. But because of a twist, they actually didn't break the rule at all, in which you will see in the next segment. Edward VIII was in line to ascend to the throne, but his romantic involvement with an American socialite, Wallace Simpson, led to a constitutional crisis, as sovereigns were not permitted to marry divorcees. He chose to abdicate after a reign of just 326 days, so that he would be able to fulfill his desire to marry her. His younger brother instead took the throne, becoming King George VI. But coins featuring the king, who never was, were created. Official coins featuring Edward VIII were never issued in the UK or in Canada. However, preparations did start on their design in 1937, and some of these renditions can still be seen in the Royal Mints Museum today. On those coins, Edward faces left, in a break from tradition. Why? The royal apparently felt that it captured his better side. George VI was on our coinage from 1937 to 1952. As we now know, King George VI was not destined to be king. He brought the facing opposite direction of previous monarch rule back in line by facing left, because Edward the Eighth should have faced right. Elizabeth II was our sixth effigy. From 1953 to 1964, she was 27 years old in 1953. So this effigy of Queen Elizabeth is also known as a young head. This is also her first out of 4 effigies. So the inscription on this effigy is Elizabeth II, Dei Gratia Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, the Queen. Elizabeth II, from 1965 to 1989, was our 7th effigy. Canada became the first Commonwealth nation to adopt the new effigy, a depiction of a more mature queen wearing a tiara. This effigy here was our 8th, and it depicts Elizabeth II from 1990 to 2002. In 1990, Elizabeth was 64 years old. This was the first effigy to be designed by a Canadian, Dora de Pedre Hunt. In her 9th effigy, Elizabeth II made her final appearance from 2003 to 2023. Now, Elizabeth passed in 2022, and she didn't make many coins in 2023, only a few special coins. Okay, so there's a few special edition coins in loonies and in toonies that she made it onto. The rest of them from 2023 will actually be the next effigy up. So on this effigy, it was designed by Canadian artist Susan Blunt. Our 10th effigy and most up-to-date effigy is Charles III, and it is 2023 to present. Another Canadian artist designed this. His name is Stephen Rosati. Stephen Rosati designed the first effigy of His Majesty King Charles III. I want to thank you all for watching. Let's keep building these stacks. And if you could, please like and subscribe. All right, Gold Hunter out. See you on the next one.